Hello, everyone, to chapter 79 of the Last Thoughts of a Busy Mind. In this chapter, the names I thought would look like an actual novel, like what you would name it, chapters of a novel, which is kind of late to do in the sixth season, but each season has its own naming convention. So this one is called The Feeling of Burnout, and we will get to that momentarily. First off, my drink today is some blue curacao syrup and water, freshly chilled. This is the last bit of sugary drink that I have in the house. No joke, this is the last bit of the syrup that I mixed with some water. Tomorrow I need to get more. Well, later today. I'm recording this at 1:29 a.m. Still Friday, so it counts. Before we start, you may remember back in chapter 76, Catching Up, I talked extensively about being on a podcast called Stamper Cinema with Andrew Stamper. That episode is out, and there will be a link in the description, and you can go and listen to it. We talk about Edward Scissorhands. It's a great episode. I had a ton of fun, and I do recommend checking it out. There is a bit of a joke for those of you who go and check it out. Anyways, this is July 1st. June has just ended, and it couldn't have come at a better time. I was tired. First of all, for those of you who are not in the know, throughout the month of June, I decided to do a sort of an experiment. I know I've talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it because this might be the only episode you listen to. You probably don't want to go and listen to a bunch of older episodes, which I do urge you do. Like, there are some good ones, some gems there. Throughout June, the idea was that for each day I would watch a movie, write a little something, write a little script, and film myself. And then throughout July I would edit it, and in August I would publish the video as my anniversary video. The prompts came from the Billy Joel song We Didn't Start the Fire, and these are the first 30 things that he mentions. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio. You know what I mean. And throughout the June, I did it. Like, every day I watched the movie, I wrote something, and I filmed myself talking about it. To varying degrees of success. Like, even looking back at it, some of the entries probably I didn't talk as they deserve, like as long as they deserved it. Some more, I'm very proud of what I did. Like, I think I talked extensively about them, said what I wanted to say, and discussed them perfectly. But this thing that I'm going to talk about came after like 15 days. Like, 15 days, I did it quite good. But after the 15 days, I started to feel a little bit of a burnout. Now, watching movies is easy for me. The problem is that as I was watching the movie, I knew in the back of my head, I was expecting myself to make content out of it. I needed to write something, and then I'm gonna just increase the volume, the intensity of the microphone a little bit, because I think I was talking too quietly. Which is, I am recording at like 1:30 a.m. Of course, I'm talking quietly, but I'm kind of distant from the microphone. Anyways, like, watching the movies is easy. The fact is, I needed to make content out of it. I needed to find some angle to discuss the movie from, and then think of like a joke or something or a gimmick to the video, so that each one has its own feeling. Like, they don't blend together as like one giant mess of a pretty long video that is going to be. The average for each one is around like 8 minutes to 10, 12 minutes. Like the biggest one, which is The Godfather, which was unscripted, is 17 minutes. Hopefully you won't even have to see that if I manage to get another video out before that. But the fact that I needed to write basically creatively, like writing a script for a video, for me it's not like writing a story. Writing a story takes much more concentration, much more drive out of me. It needs more care, in my opinion. I know it's a very reductive view, but it's how I look at it. Writing a script that is basically a review and an analysis is easier for me, generally. But it still means that I need to find a way of putting the thoughts that are in my head onto the page and make it coherent and make it enjoyable and, have a good pacing in mind. It is creative writing to an extent, because the end result is not what I'm writing. It's going to be the video. So, there are changes to all of that. Like, it's not, the writing isn't the end result. But there is creative writing involved in it. So, 15 days, I'm doing it great. It's enjoyable. I'm like, this is going to be easy. But that's when burnout sort of happens. I've had burnout before, like many times, like especially after doing my, when I used to take more courses in the uni, in my university back in Suva. Like there were times at the end of the semester where I had to write like 6 different papers, that by the end of it I felt burnt out. Like I couldn't even think about writing anything, a text, let alone anything substantial. So I have felt burnout before. But those were like mandatory stuff. This is something I wanted to do. I'm forcing myself to do it. There is no one that would be disappointed if I don't do it but myself. So I didn't want to make myself disappointed, so I kept going, even though, as I said, I was starting to feel the effects of burnout. Like forming thoughts became a problem. Like I knew what I wanted to say. For example, let's talk about one of them that took much longer to write than I would have wanted. The Children of the Revolution. The Children of the Revolution is an Australian comedy. I know this show doesn't have as much audience as TGTBTI, so I don't feel bad about talking about it a little bit. Don't keep it to yourself, don't tell other people. The Children of the Revolution is an Australian black comedy, and I knew what I wanted to say. Like I wanted to say that, the comedy is not absurdist enough, even though it starts as a very absurdist comedy. It wants to have a heart, so there is a problem with that. When you can't take this stuff seriously, why would you take the drama seriously? I knew what I wanted to say to a T. Like I knew exactly my thought process that, this is how I should start, this is where I should end. It still took me quite a long while to do it, because even the thought of forming sentences became a little bit daunting in a way. I couldn't think of a new way to say stuff other than just, plainly say it, which would have been okay, but it's like these weird standards that I have for myself. And there are a couple of times in the video that you will see where some of the movies I'm like, I can't even think of what I want to say. Good movie, go watch it. But, sorry, I took a sip from my drink. But I am kind of proud of myself now that it's over. Like, even a couple of hours ago, like 3 hours ago, which I filmed the last bit, which was about Peter and the Wolf, the Sergei Prokofiev musical composition. even then I was feeling tired, like physically, mentally, creatively tired. Like I know for a while, probably at least a week, I won't be able to write anything creative. Like not even imagine it. Not a story, not a script for a video. Just for a week I want to just I said it to my friends that I want to experience something without the feeling that I need to make a content out of it. I want to watch The Northman. I want to watch finally Munich, The Edge of War with Jeremy Irons. This is my like immediate plan. I want to play a ton of Crusader Kings 3. And or finally start Sherlock Holmes the Devil's Daughter again. And or we sort of upgrade my laptop. Which I bought a new laptop, I haven't turned it on. For the last couple of months, honestly. And I'm sorry, I'm clicking on stuff. I'm trying to get to my desktop because like my plans are there. I should have written it down, but I didn't. I want to play more Gothic, like finally start Gothic or Gangland or do all of this stuff. I just want to do anything that doesn't require me to think of it as I'm preparing content. And yeah, that's the feeling that I had. Right now, I am feeling a bit proud though. Like despite all of the problems, and I know that at least next month I probably won't do June. I probably will do May, which is a 31-day month, and I will do 15. Take a day off, just resting, and then do 15, which in my opinion would be a better option than just June going non-stop, because by that last mile, like the last four movies, which were Children of the Revolution, Death of Stalin, Saladin the Victorious, and Peter van der Wolf, they were a drag. Like I really felt I'm not gonna be able to make it, but I did. I finished it before June 30th. I bent the rules a little bit. I did some last minute stuff, but I finished it, which is great. So yeah, I am feeling a little bit proud of myself. I'm like, oh, I finally did. I put a personal goal and I did it, which means if I put out other personal goals, I will probably do it. Probably not, but you know, the feeling at the moment is very good. But yeah, the immediate plan that I have is just experiencing stuff for the sake of the experience itself. I know if I watch Munich, I'm like, oh, I can make a video out of that. But right now, I don't want to. Like, I probably won't open Microsoft Word for a week. I probably just play games, watch a lot of YouTube videos, and just have fun. And do rest. And there were taxing stuff as well. Like some of the movies that I talked about angered me to the extent that this I need to yell about, and so they were taxing in their own regard. And I'm saying like I don't want to make content, but literally this is me making content. Though this is much easier for me because there is no script. I can talk, sort of flow my words out. But there is a new content that I need to make before. And I'll talk about that, but I need to make a movie rec with YouTube short for my AK88 Studios channel. And I need to recommend a movie. I don't know what. I don't even know what I'm going to say. But I need to do that before putting away the voice recorder and the tripods. Because for 30 days, they have been in my room. Because in my mindset, if I'm going to be recording constantly, why should I put them aside? Let's just keep them around and use them constantly, which is what I did. It was not fun. I'm kidding. It was actually kind of like the first 15 were kind of fun. Even the ones that got me mad were kind of fun. But as it went along, like at some point I realized, oh, I filmed like in every nook and cranny of my room and the house. Where should I film? These and what gimmick should this one have? Like, for example, what gimmick can the children of the revolution have? I don't know. What gimmick can behind the candelabra have? I don't know. And those were like the taxing stuff creatively that led to the burnt out. Like at some point, I posted on Instagram that I'm seriously not feeling good, and the amount of good wishes that came from people were inspiring. Like honestly, my friends are amazing to me, and I want to thank, if you're listening to this, I want to thank all of you who read that and talked to me and made me feel better. And I thank you so much. Like seriously, thank you so much. But yeah, I don't feel burnt out now, but it's because I'm just fresh. Like I just got rid of the 30-day thing. I know I will. Like the difference between this and those November things that I do, like Musical March in November or Western August in November, this year, I don't know what it will be, or even if I'm going to do it, honestly. Um, I'm feeling a little bit bad about it, but we'll see. Um, I might do Mafia, like Mafia May in November, which would work because, 50th anniversary of The Godfather and all of that. But anyways, the point is, if I do have one, is that the difference is with those, they were just usual introductions, like, oh, this is why I chose this movie, and this is what I think of the movie. Like, they were very general. There wasn't a big analysis. I just gave a quick like rundown of, wow, this is in the case of Western August, this is a spaghetti western. This is what it does with the genre, and it's good. Go watch it. Or no, it's bad. Don't go watch it. That's what's it. But for this, I needed to have analysis, and I needed to have a review, and I needed to go deeper. In some cases, I think I did great. I don't like the fact that a lot of them were sort of like, oh, this is good, go and watch it. Like it feels like a recommendation. But honestly, some of them were good enough that I was like, oh, definitely just go ahead and watch it. Like Sweetest Smell of Success. That's a great movie. You should go and watch it. If you listen to this, go and watch The Sweetest Smell of Success. Great movie. Burt Lancaster, Tony Curtis. Great movie. Based on a book by Ernest Lehman. Or Le Mans. I don't know. Great movie. So yeah, that's it. After this, I will... Let me do the plug, by the way. If you're listening to this on Anchor, you can send me a voice message, and your voice message will be played at the beginning of the next episode, and you might shape a whole new episode based on your comment. Same is true for YouTube. If you're listening to this on YouTube, shoot a comment and I will read it here. Or if you are on Castbox, you can also write a comment there and I will read it here. You might shape a whole episode. But yeah, if you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I guess I will see you next week. Like the immediate plan, I just know next week is probably gonna be about a movie or something, or a game, because I'm just gonna enjoy myself for a while. Except there's a bunch of stuff I need to do, but none of them involve writing creatively, so I'm gonna be okay. Because despite not feeling burnt out now, I still feel tired, like physically, mentally tired. And tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up and I'm like, oh, I have nothing to do today. That's great. I don't need to watch a 3.5 hour Arabic epic, which I did. Saladin the Victorious. Not that bad of a movie, actually. It's been one hell of a month, people. Like one hell of a month. But I will see you all next week. And take care, I guess.